everyone, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Nades, and on this channel I follow the curly girl method. So in today's video I would like to share with you hair growth tips. The reason I'm creating this video is actually because I'm following Bianca Renee's hair growth challenge. I will be doing this challenge from last February until next February 2021. You can also join in on the challenge if you'd like. Bianca Renee's challenge is for 12 months, so a full year of growing out your hair and seeing just how long you can get your hair to grow in just 12 months. So if you go over to her channel, I'll link it down below after this video, of course. You can see her tips and tricks. She will also be sharing videos on the hair growth. In preparation of the hair growth challenge, I created a length check t-shirt. It has different inches written on them. It goes all the way up to 26 inches. Each month I will take a picture from the back of my hair while it's wet, styled and dry, because as we all know, even with my loose curls, the shrinkage is real. So that's what I will be doing for the next months. And I just wanted to give you guys some tips in case you wanted to tag along. So moving on to the very first tip, tip number 1. This is not something you have not heard before, but drink your water. I cannot stress this enough. Hair does not grow from the ends, but from the roots of your head. If everything is going well on the inside, everything will look nice on the outside. Your hair is literally a reflection of what you're putting into your body. So that automatically brings me to tip number 2, which is eat well, and also make sure you eat a variety of colors in your vegetables. Make sure you get your protein, your egg whites, all the good stuff. And this is essential when you want to grow strong and healthy looking hair. Moving on to tip number 3, of course, we all know sleep is essential, but really getting into a good rhythm, getting your 8 hours of good night's sleep and making sure that you are really rested is also something that is very helpful if you want to grow out your hair. Tip number 4, protect your hair at night. I do this with my pillowcase, which is a silk pillowcase. It is so smooth, much smoother than cotton, and it will make sure that there's not too much friction on your hair while you're sleeping and twisting and turning. So make sure you get your own silky pillowcase. Also, when you're sleeping, something I always do is I put my hair up in a pineapple. This way I make sure that my hair doesn't get tangled up while I'm sleeping, that it's not loose and going all over the place, and that I don't wake up with too many knots in my hair. Tip number 5 is wear protective hairstyles. So protective hairstyles are basically any hairstyle that does not have you let down all of your hair. So when all of your hair is just down and you're outside or just looking around, like you can see right now, my hair is going all over my clothes. So if I was wearing, for example, a silk shirt, that would be okay, but this unfortunately is not silk, and the friction of the shirt and the hair can also be causing damage to your hair. So it's really good for once in a while just to make sure, as I'm doing right now, for example, just to get a part of your hair or all of your hair up, put it in a ponytail, put it in a pigtail, put it in a bun, anything like that, but just make sure that every once in a while you put your hair up in a nice protective hairstyle. Oh, tip number 6. Tip number 6 is the inversion method. You've probably heard about it, you've probably seen it somewhere, but it's basically putting your hair upside down and massaging your scalp for about 4 minutes. So the thing is that you can do this once a month, so 1 week a month, where you do this every day for 7 days straight. I would prefer to use a tiny bit of oil, put it on your scalp and massage it in for the 4 minutes. Usually I hang over the side of my bed with my hair tilting backwards or forwards. I'm actually not sure if there's a preferred way to put your head, if it's backwards or forwards. I basically switch it up with that, but the idea is that the blood flowing through your head and also the massaging meanwhile will create a good circulation of blood, which will eventually make your hair grow faster. The idea is that the inversion method will give you an inch of hair, or will give you an inch of growth in a week. I'm not so sure if it really gives you a full inch. I have tried it out and you can see the results on my Instagram channel as well. I will be doing this for 1 week a month for the following months if I can keep up with it. I have seen growth. I'm just not sure if it's gonna be a full inch each time. The thing with your hair is that it grows about 1.5 centimeters each month, which is about half an inch. So making it grow an inch in a week, I'm just a bit too skeptical for that. But some people have magical hair and seem to make it work.
As you can see here, I actually did the inversion method between February 19th and February 28th. I actually did grow an inch, so a video about this will follow soon.
So make sure that you do not do this too often. Also make sure that when you get up after those 4 minutes of massaging your scalp, you do that slowly, because otherwise you might get dizzy. So don't just jump up, but do it slowly. Tip number 7 is make sure that when you're wearing your hair up in a protective hairstyle, that you're using the right types of hair accessories. So for example, instead of using some harsh bobby pin in your hair, I would recommend using the twisting type. But these bobby pins, you basically just twist around. Doesn't matter if you have straight hair or curly hair. I would prefer this for people with curly hair because it is easier to grasp onto your hair, but this way you do not damage it. Also, you've seen me use these types of bobbles. I just love these. They don't have any metal that can be harsh on your hair, because the metal in the old type of elastics, I will put a picture in as well. Those elastics actually can cause a lot of breakage because the metal rubs on your hair and it's so harsh on it that it just causes it to break. Also, a lot of elastics have too much tension on your hair, whereas these babies just make sure that you don't even have a bobble in your head. Maybe that's why they called bobbles. I'm not sure. Let me know in the comments. So something that I love so much right now are the scrunchies. I remember back in the day when my mom used to make me my own scrunchies. So yeah, they're back and stepped it up. So scrunchies now also come with a satin lining, which is perfect for a protective hairstyle. Tip number 8, get regular trims. I'm not talking about the every 6 weeks as your hairdresser is probably telling you, but just making sure that whenever you see split ends or when your hair is fraggly and dry and seems damaged at the end, just make sure you cut that off. Now for me, for example, I do a real cut. So when I say real cut, I mean about 2 inches. For me personally, I go to the hair salon about 2 times a year. If I really feel like I need a trim, it's more for the shaping of my hair, and I basically do that myself, but it's more like trimming or dusting, not necessarily cutting. But yeah, when I say cut your hair, only do that about 2 times a year. Trimming is something you can do on your own, where you're just taking out the split ends, and I believe that that's also dusting. I'm not sure. I don't know all the phrases. Tip number 9, don't wash your hair too often. I cannot stress this enough. Once I started the curly girl method, I am so sold on this. I believe that this is one of the reasons that my hair started growing so fast, because I stopped using sulfates, I stopped using silicones, and I stopped washing my hair every single day. I'm so happy I did this. It takes a while to get there because in the beginning your hair gets very greasy. The sebum builds up according to, it's kind of like your body knows what to expect. So if you're stretching it out, like going from not washing your hair one day to not washing your hair for 3 days. Of course, on the third day, you're gonna have oily hair. But the thing is, if you can learn to stretch that out a bit, you can go much further and you can see where your hair is at, and you can see so much difference in the health of your hair. I definitely saw that, and I believe I wash my hair every 2 weeks with shampoo. I mean, I use conditioner and conditioners as well. I do that every week, but the real harsh shampooing of my hair I only do once every 2 weeks. I'm not saying you have to do it, but just see what works for you. Just try it out and see how far you can go. But I promise you, it really helps for growing your hair. Tip number 10, deep condition every week. That's all I can say about it. Every week. So tip number 11 are taking vitamins and supplements. So the vitamins I take are these. So I have a few of them. I take vitamin B12. I take biotin. I take collagen, which I heard just the other day that it's something that your body reduces making once you become 25. I'm 24, almost turning 25, but what collagen basically does is make sure that you don't age too fast, to say it simply. It basically, if you have enough collagen, it reduces your skin to get wrinkles, it reduces gray hairs, stuff like that. So yeah, I thought this would be a good time to start getting it, taking it in, and also it helps with hair growth. So, and also if I feel like taking it, because I already have the B12 and biotin, I sometimes do take a B complex vitamin, which is basically a complex of different vitamin Bs. So folic acid is also I believe it's a B11 vitamin. Helps with blood circulation. As I also said, for the inversion method, blood circulation is very important when you're trying to grow out your hairs. So I said vitamins and supplements. The supplements that I actually got in the mail today are these goodies. These hair supplements are actually by Hairlust. Oh, they smell amazing. It's basically like sugar bear hair. I've tried that before. It worked for me. I just didn't do it on a very long term. I believe the longest I've gone with sugar bear hair was about 2 months. And now I have a little bit over, what is it? A little bit over 6 months of hair growth supplements. So I'll just see how fast it goes. I'll track it for you guys, and you can follow on my Instagram how fast everything goes. But with the hair supplements, I cannot give you an idea of what I think about them. If you'd like to see that, I can make another video about that, but this is also something you can try if you want to grow out your hair. Tip number 12. Tip number 12 I've said in one of my other videos before, but it is to use a microfiber towel instead of a cotton towel. It's much softer on your hair. It will reduce damage on your hair, and reducing damage also means getting more length, which doesn't have to be cut off by the hair salon or by the hairdresser, which basically will result in longer hair. So use a microfiber towel. Tip number 13 is to do treatments on your hair. This can be an oil treatment like avocado oil, castor oil, jojoba oil, argan oil, or for example a rice water rinse. There's also something called the apple cider vinegar rinse. These all have different outcomes. They're all meant for different reasons. For example, apple cider vinegar is something you can use when you have buildup. A rice water rinse is something you can do if your hair needs protein. Oil treatments can be done if you need more moisture or thickness in your hair. There's so many different reasons to do a treatment, but find the ones that work for you and do them. Once a month is more than enough, but just make sure that you find a nice treatment that works for you and this will actually help you grow your hair faster and longer. Tip number 14 is scalp massages. I've also mentioned this in doing the inversion method, but massaging your scalp increases the blood flow, and it automatically makes sure that there's enough blood circulation and air flowing in your hair follicles. So a few things that you can use are, for example, something like this is what I like to use when I'm shampooing my hair in the shower. I also have this little thing. It's from Denman. It's basically the same thing, only Denman makes the variety in which you can use it as a scalp massager and a detangler. So normally I use this in the shower when I have a deep conditioner in my hair and I'm detangling while I'm in the shower. And last but not least, of course, the scalp massagers. I believe every girl should have one of these. It's just the best. I'm not sure if I'm ruining my hair right now by doing this, but I feel so good. Okay, my hair is actually tangled up. Maybe this is not such a good idea when you have curls. Okay, make sure you don't have your hair tied up when you do this. For sleeping, it is a good idea if you are sleeping out often, you don't want to take your pillowcase with you. I actually got my own satin-lined bonnet. So this is actually something you can use instead of the pillowcase. I love this because it helps me to keep my curls fluffy without actually having to put my hair up in a pineapple. So all I do is I flip my hair over, and then basically just like I'm plopping my hair, I'm just putting it in and then putting the cap on top of my head. And I just love it because look at how shiny and soft. It keeps your curls so soft. So tip number 16, my last tip, make sure that when you detangle your hair, that your hair is wet, that it's wet and it's conditioned. This way you make sure that your hair is the smoothest. You can slide through it, you can use your fingers, you can use a detangler, a wide tooth comb, whatever you like the most, but make sure that your hair is moisturized whenever you detangle. These were my hair growth tips. I hope you liked them. I hope there was something new for you that you can try out yourself. If you want to follow my hair growth journey, just go to my Instagram account @curlynutty. You can track every month how fast my hair is growing with the length check t-shirt. If you like this video, please make sure to like it down below. Also subscribe to my channel and click the notification bell if you're ready to see more of my videos. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!